Yeah, Mercado.
Ah, yeah. Opa.
Do you see what happened with Terence Crawford and WBC, by the way?
I've seen it.
He's refused to pay 300 grand for the sanctioning fee.
I don't know. I sit on that. We'll do a video about that. We're not talking about it now.
Okay. All right. Are ready to go? Go.
Because we are going to go through next card of the deck. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boxing 365. For our latest episode of next card in the deck, where we are going to be looking at Diego Pacheco versus Kevin Sadjo. It's going to be live from the Stockton Arena in California, courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. Live and exclusive on the Zone.
Always.
The Zone.
For anyone that's not been to an event won't know that is a song. They'll just think you're chatting random shit.
I only ever remember it being on at one event, but it was incredible.
It was only on one event. It was on.
Go on.
Wait. But that was at Joyce Hergovich, weren't it? I thought Queensbury was still on. Oh, no, it's not have been. Queensbury have got some weird DJing. Matchroom have just got like a guy with an MP3 player playing bangers, and then like Queensbury's got some guy remixing like Fabio Wardley,
He sang a song.
Big Thriller, Big Baby Killer, Wagwan, Muller Corner.
He sang the song for the Juggernaut as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Remember when my rap went viral?
No.
No, I mean,
no. Dark times.
Diego Pacheco versus Kevin Lele Sadjo.
God. Sorry, everybody. He's shouting again.
This video is not started very structurally, has it?
Not really, no.
Should we try again? No.
So, Pacheco, 24-0, 18 knockouts. Big guy, 6'4".
Yeah, tall. Yeah, tall. He never looks that big when you look at him from a sort of a width, a girth perspective. Diego Pacheco is not girthy enough for me.
Diego Pacheco lacks girth.
Yeah,
you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, no, he's not the biggest super middleweight. But he's very young, so he's 24 years old. He's a phenomenal body puncher. He's a very, very good, very talented. We were talking about it earlier. We've been following his career from a very, very early point. Super exciting, and we've always said he will go on to be a future king at super middleweight. He's that good. But he does lack girth. So the realism of it is, they say, don't you? You can only go so far in this sport without girth.
Yeah, it's true.
One man who is girthy is his opponent.
Yeah.
So he's only 5'8".
Yeah.
He's 5'8", so he's obviously short, not girthy.
Yeah. The Chode. That's his name from now on.
Kevin the Chode Sadjo. Kevin Lele Sadchode.
Yep, that's him.
God, this is not a very constructive conversation. Kevin Lele Sadjo it's an interesting style matchup because you've obviously got the very tall, rangy, heavy body puncher in Diego Pacheco. You've then got the 35-year-old, so much older.
Yeah.
Kevin Sadjo, who is 5'8", stocky. And to be honest with you, we don't really know how good he is. He's 35. He's been around for 26 fights. But no one really knows how good he is.
You'd have to think that the way the fight's going to go, he's going to have to try to get past jabs, get past the incredible length of Diego Pacheco and use his girth to his advantage.
Yeah, so I do think we need to stop describing this fight with sexual innuendos because I don't want to get us banned, and you would blame me because I said it.
Was you that started it.
No, I think the interesting thing with this fight, it's similar to what you see sort of in and around these weight classes. It's similar to sort of Sebastian Fundora when he fought Tim Tszyu. It'll be very, very similar to Callum Smith, David Morrell, if that fight happens. And what I mean by that is Diego Pacheco is the much bigger man in regards to his size and his range. So Sadjo's natural movement is going to be trying to stay unpredictable, stay out of the way of the jab, and hopefully, like you say, get on the inside. The problem you tend to find is that you tend to look at certain fighters and go, he's long and rangy. If I can get underneath that jab, I'm sort of out of somewhat harm's way. Diego
Not with
Pacheco,
Pacheco.
his inside game is phenomenal. Similar to Callum Smith, actually, in that regard, which would be an amazing fight one day.
Have to move up.
Yeah.
Or
Callum Smith
ain't
can't.
moving back
He's not
down,
moving
no.
back down anymore. But yeah. So in regards to that, though, so what I just don't. I'm not sure because of how good and how highly we regard and how highly the world regard Diego Pacheco. I just don't know quite how Sadjo is going to take this game. I expect he'll do exactly as you've said.
Yeah.
Which is come underneath, try and get success on the inside. He's not going to out-jab his man.
Nope.
I don't think he's going to outwork Pacheco. Pacheco is fit as they come. Maybe old man him a little bit. Couple of tricks.
He's pretty much got to hope that he's got more on the inside than Pacheco does. Maybe he would, like say, just outworks him a bit because accuracy and power, and it's probably leaning. Although Sadjo's got plenty of stoppages, but like you said,
different levels.
Yeah, if you're stopping fairly low caliber opponents, then it doesn't quite stand for as much.
He was a European super middleweight champion for 4 or 5 years. The problem is with that European level, we've seen it. You have some really high level European fights. Masoud Magrail, phenomenal level. But I'm then not going to disrespect the fighters by naming an example. But then we've seen European fights where we go, how's this?
Yeah.
Like, how did this happen? So you can only take that with a certain amount of soul. The interesting thing is, like I say, is how Sadjo is going to approach it. Is he going to have enough in the tank? What's he going to do at this level? Because it's not like he's sometimes in boxing. So boxing, as we know, is a bit like snakes and ladders. Sometimes you have to go up a set of ladders to fall down a snake to really get to where you want to go, to understand how good you are or how bad you are at certain things. And sparring will only get you so far. Because Sadjo's never been in there with anybody at all of any level, really, we don't really know what he's going to bring to this fight. Whereas at least with Pacheco, he's won them all, so we don't know what he's like on the back of a loss. But you look at someone like a Trevor McCumbee, who is good, he's fit, he's strong, he's powerful. Stephen Nelson, again, another example. For Manuel Gallegos, for Cesares, he's fought a number of names that are in and around that sort of fringe level. Yeah, that people will go, okay. The only one they've both shared the ring with is Jack Cullen, English Jack Cullen.
Yep.
But again, Jack is a former British and Commonwealth, decent fighter. Both fought him sort of back end of his career. What can you learn from that? I don't think a lot. I think Diego Pacheco fought him in 2021, 2022. He'd have been like 21 years old.
Yeah, young. Stopped him.
Yeah, and Sadjo fought him, I think, in 2019. But even still, why is Sadjo not pushed on?
Yeah. Look, who do you think's going to win? I feel like
It's easy to call Pacheco.
Yeah.
I don't think Sadjo's done anywhere near enough to be in that discussion yet.
And with that in mind, what would you like Pacheco to do next? This is for the WBC Silver? Yeah, WBC Silver and WBO International titles.
It's world titles for me now, Pacheco.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it?
It's going to be Crawford.
He's not.
No,
Crawford's not going to stay and fight, but I know what he means.
Crawford, or if he vacates, or the winner of Shiraz and Mbili,
which has now been ordered by
the mighty Maurizio Suleiman.
Well,
next fight,
right.
This one, no girthy jokes, okay?
No more girthy jokes. So
that's because it'd be inappropriate.
Exactly. Gabriel Flores and Joe Cordina for the middle.
Have I?
You've just.
Oh yeah, don't. No, it's not. It's not.
Titles,
yeah, it's not. It's because I didn't think it. It's for the WBO Global. It's for the lightweight WBO
You're
Global.
A bloody pleb.
So listen, interesting fight. Flores comes in as the A side. It's in America. It's over in the States. Fine. Cordina came in as a bit of a last minute. I've always said it, and I think we've always had sort of disagreements on just how good Joe Cordina is. Both agree he's good. I think he's exceptional. I think he is super, super, super exceptional. I think his only loss, I think he was cheated. He was punched heavily on the break. No points were deducted for Kakachi. Absolutely nothing happened, and Cordina didn't recover. So I'd like to see that fight run back at some point.
Got a bit of a being up on it for Kakachi, though, haven't we? So you've got to try and be impartial.
I know. I don't mind Anthony Kakachi. No, I don't. No, right.
He also beat our boy.
Yeah, but listen, what I mean by I don't mind Kakashi, I have got a bee in my bonnet about him in regards, and I don't want this to become the Anthony Kakashi show. For me, he has a very well maneuvered career. He beat Cordina through not yeah, fuck it. Beat Cordina through cheating. Me, not being funny. When it wasn't like a miscommunication. It was they were broke. They were being split mid split from the ref, and he just slapped a left hook on him. Like that's cheating. So anyway, so he beat that. Fine, you beat Joe Cordina, you became a world champion. He has then fought, and again, this is disrespecting our boy a little bit, but you fought a Lee Wood, who we don't know what's left in the tank. Josh Warrington coming off of a number of horrendous performances where he's not quite at the races anymore. He vacated and openly ducked Sugar Nunes, who is an active coming to fight, coming to win, probably would come in as a slight favourite, because he hasn't got it. Anthony Kakashi is a world champion. He's done all right. That's it.
Right, like you said, it isn't the Kakashi show. Sorry that I sent him off on that little rant, everybody.
Joe Cordina versus Gabriel Flores Jr. What do you want to talk about?
I'm curious. Don't know a lot about Gabriel Flores myself.
Nope.
So
he's lost twice.
Yeah, 2 losses.
Good level.
Luis Alberto Lopez, who
former IBF world champion.
Yeah, which is a fair enough name to have beaten you. But it shows that he's probably, I don't know, Alberto Lopez, decent enough world champion, but
not elite.
Not elite. So he's fell short of a world level opponent, and a like sort of just a world level opponent, which sounds ridiculous to say for a world champion, but you know what I mean.
We've had this conversation a lot. Yeah. Just because you're a world champ don't mean you're world class. You can be a world level operator without being.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of them, but again, we're not going to.
Yeah, but I think Cordina, with his, like you say, he is good, but I think he can never look past the fact that he has had that loss. Not that I think that's a blemish on his record, but whether that's
how it's affected
him. You know, he's 34 years old now as well.
Good looking though, isn't he, for 34?
Yeah, I guess. But his opponent's much younger.
Oh yeah, you into that?
What's gotten into you
today? How it's been a long week, everyone.
His opponent's much younger. Whether Joe Cordina, like I say, whether that loss has caused him like more hidden problems than we know, that's something to.
Yeah, my view of this fight is very much of if Joe wants to prove to me how special he is,
which I'm sure he does.
Yeah, which he will be. Someone of this level, I'm not saying you knock him out. The realism of it is you're probably not going to, but you beat them comfortably. You show them that there are levels to this, like you know, and that for me is where I'm at with this fight. But Flores is not a typical Mexican because he doesn't punch quite as hard as a typical Mexican, but he is very much front foot, counter puncher, heavy, relies quite heavily on hooks, body work, that sort of stuff. Which similar in a couple of ways, I guess, to what Kakashi brings to the table. So you're going to have them challenges of Cordina's going to be on the back foot, but Cordina likes that. Really, really good backwards fighter, good counter puncher. He's got a bit of everything, Cordina. And this isn't just me beating off Cordina. It's just me saying that I think there are levels. I think if Cordina is still at the level we think he should be, he beats this guy comfortably and moves on to bigger and better things at lightweight.
What are the bigger and better things at lightweight?
It's tough because there's a lot going on at lightweight at the minute. Like a hell of a lot. Who would I like to see him in with that lightweight? I'd like to see him in a couple of other sort of, and maybe another international opponent. I don't think he needs to go for a domestic opponent at lightweight. Maybe though, thinking about it. Maybe.
Not sure.
Do you know what? I'm not 100% sure, but I'd like if he's not going to go and challenge for world titles, I think maybe getting in that domestic scene just to keep active. not go and fight someone like a Louis O'Doherty, who we spoke about in a previous video, because the realism of it is Cordina's above that. It's unfair to get him involved in that. But I don't know. Come back to me.
Come back.
Come back to me. I'll have a think.
Right, we'll move on. We've got Sky Nicholson and Julian Avila for the WBC Interim World Super Bantamweight title.
She's been around forever.
She has been around
Not
forever.
Sky, for clarity.
No, Avila. She debuted in 2011.
Yep.
She became the IBF World Super Bantamweight champion in 2014.
She did. Correctos Mundos.
And then she was a WBC World Bantamweight champion in 2022. 8 years.
That's crazy.
8 years between.
Yeah, well, she had some time off. You can have a gap year.
Well, it's not about time off. She had 8 years between a Super Bantamweight title in 2014 and a Bantamweight title in 2022.
Yeah, it's crazy.
However,
crazy. Do you know what is going to be crazy? Similar to what we spoke about earlier, about a minute ago, Luis Alberto Lopez. The women's game isn't particularly strong of depth. The opponent she beat in her second world title success was 8-5-3.
Yeah.
So the realism of it is, what I'm saying by that is not that she's not good, because she clearly is good. Sky Nicholson is an exceptionally talented fighter, and the realism of it is, this Avila, I don't know anything about her. And I'm not saying that because...
Well, she's 28, 4-1.
Yep.
She's got 4 knockouts.
Yep.
She's 31 now.
Yep.
Okay. She lost, or her most notable loss was to Dina Thursland, who at the time was the WBO and WBC World Bantamweight champion.
Yep. Danish.
Since vacated those belts. Now property of Shanika Johnson.
What do you think the best thing to come out of Denmark is?
I don't know.
Is Lego Danish?
Is Christian Eriksen Danish?
Yeah, he's good.
I like Christian Eriksen. It's probably a bit of a stretch to say he's the best thing to go out of Denmark, but I just like him.
I like him as well. Kasper Schmeichel, Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah.
A couple of others.
Anyway.
Nicholas Bentner, he was good, wasn't he?
Anyway.
Sorry. I've thought of the people I want him to fight, by the way.
All right. Listen, took the ADHD away for a minute, and let's just get on with this.
Sorry.
You clown. Yeah, she lost to Dina Thursland, but she has been a world champion twice before. Sky, obviously, she lost her WBC. She only has 1 loss, and she lost that featherweight title when she fought. Was it Tiara Brown?
Yeah.
So,
do you know what's interesting about Sky? I've put my ADHD away for a minute. So she's gone down in weight.
Yes.
Which is always unusual to see with fighters, because generally speaking, you ascend the weight classes. Yeah. So she's dropped back a weight class. It's interesting to see, especially at 30. Since going into the new weight class, she's gone from being not notoriously a puncher. When she won a world title, she was 8-0, 1 knockout. Anyway, she's knocked out her last 2 opponents in under 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how this one goes. Now, maybe that's a change in style. Well, I've not seen that in the last 2 fights, but they've not gone that long. Or maybe it's just the fact that her power carry is a little bit lower. I don't know. Interesting. But I just wanted to get that out there.
Maybe people can't handle the power at those lower weights a little bit more. Yeah.
You see that, don't you? You do see that.
Yeah.
You do see that. Sometimes it works the opposite way, but such is life. So, yeah. But yeah, interesting fight. I expect her to get schooled.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, if she does get schooled, I think she's not made any sort of bones about the fact that the next fight she wants is with the undisputed champion, Ellie Scottney.
That's a banger, that, you know. It's a great fight.
Big fight.
Massive fight. But we won't predict that right now because we have respect. Yeah. And Avila is still an opponent who has a chance to win the WBC Interim World Super Featherweight title.
Absolutely, she is. Right. We'll move on to...
That's Super Bantamweight. My bad.
We'll move on to a couple of other fights that we'll talk through fairly briefly. We've got Ernesto Mercado and Antonio Moran for the WBO International Super Lightweight title. Mercado obviously came up very recently on your prospect list.
He did. Top 5 US prospect. Phenomenal talent. Absolutely superb. Very quick overview. Stopped a guy called Jeremy Nakathia who went 12 rounds with Shakur for a vacant interim title a couple of years ago. Also stopped Jose Pedraza, who again, former world champion, very, very, very highly respected, stopped him in the fourth. Super, super talented against Antonio Moran, who also very talented, shared the ring with a lot of names. Only been stopped twice by Devin Haney.
Go on, you can do it.
Andy Cruz. God, I'm an idiot.
Andy Cruz.
So yeah, so very, very interesting fight. Curious to see how this one plays out. I expect that it'll be Ernesto Mercado with the victory within about 4 rounds.
Again, though, Moran, although stopped twice once by Andy Cruz, once by Devin Haney, the rest of his losses, generally speaking, aren't to poor quality opposition. Lost to Jermaine Ortiz and also Arnold Barboza Jr. So
and didn't get stopped.
Didn't get stopped against those.
So would you agree that if he did get stopped by Mercado, who is still a relative novice in the pro game?
Yeah, only
17
and 0.
Statement?
Yeah, I think so.
24 years old, still a baby, isn't he?
Yeah, 16 knockouts so far. So if he was to add somebody like Moran to the record, who, like you said, has only been stopped by Andy Cruz and Devin Haney, then yeah, it is a.
I've just thought of another name for Joe Cordina. Ernesto Mercado. Bang these two together.
Listen, you don't want to do that to Ernesto Mercado. You don't want to do that to Joe Cordina.
No, it'd be a banging fight, though, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Next fight we have.
Super lightweight, though.
Something like Joe Cordina we can work it out.
No.
Hey, listen, you can go up and down a few weights.
And then the final fight is Chev Clark.
Personal favourite of ours.
C4 versus Anthony Hollaway. 8 rounds at cruiserweight. Obviously, we've got C4. He's 10 and 2, 7 stoppages. He's 34 years old, which
for the time
surprised me a bit.
No, he came over quite late.
Yeah.
And when he did first turn over, again, we had the pleasure of watching him a couple of times live, and he great, like phenomenal, looked brilliant, especially against Elisaro. And I wrote it down. Don't worry, wrote it down in my head.
Come on.
I can see his face. What? Goggles?
No, he's just looking at you. It's Tommy McCarthy.
Tommy McCarthy, that's it. Irish kid, nice kid. Yeah, looked really, really good. Went in against Muskia for the EBU European. Banging fight. It was at Monaco on Joe Cordina's world title defense, I believe, last year. Superb talent. Got knocked down in the first round, struggled to recover, became a bit of a war. Went into Vidal Riley to defend his British title. That fell over. Vidal's now British champion. Chev now on the rebuild.
Yeah.
I love Chev. He will beat this guy. It's too little, too late. I think it was one of them where he got hit badly by Mosquea. I think he realised that maybe he's not quite as not necessarily as good, but maybe he's not got as much left as probably he thought he had. I'll be honest, I think he's going to struggle to find any real momentum, especially in what's a super competitive division at cruiserweight.
Yeah, like I say, I think if he sort of fell short or lost out to Vidal Riley at British level, lost out at European level, at 34 years old, there's not a lot of time really for him to start making fundamental improvements to be able to go and change those sort of results.
We've said you don't have to be a world champion, right? And the thing is, it's not the fact that I'm saying that Chev should retire because he's not trying to be he's not going to be a world champion. But Chev has aspirations to do massive things in the sport. The realism of it is, I'm not sure that Chev's got that left in him, which is absolutely fine. Chev Clark is not going to want to go and collect area titles.
No.
He's going to want to be in big fights. And he will have one more roll of the dice. That will happen. It may even happen against other matchroom fighter, John Hedges, if there's a gap in, for whatever reason, Vidal Riley. Do
you think C4 will stop this guy?
Don't know. He's tough into this kid.
He was stopped by Gvodzik earlier this year. Gvodzik being a former light heavyweight world champion, and he stopped him in the 3rd round. So, to be clear, Holloway was stopped by Gvodzik in the 3rd round.
If Chev stops him early and looks good doing it, then maybe I'll get. And look, I want Chev to succeed because I really like Chev. The other thing to take into account as well, his opponent in this one, Holloway. he is a natural light heavy, so he is coming up in weight. It's a big old jump from light heavy to cruiser. It's a huge jump. It's the second biggest jump between that and obviously between cruiserweight and heavyweight, depending on where you're sort of fighting. It's It'll be interesting to see how big they are on the scales. It's going to be interesting to see how they look at when they get in the ring. But yeah, if Chef can do a job on this guy, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And good luck to both men. I hope they leave the ring safely.
Oh, it was a nice little touch. Thank you.
My autism's gone away now.
Right.
Sam Noakes. Sam Noakes, I think, would be a perfect opponent for Joe Cordina.
Thank you. Right.
Sorry.
That's all right. Predictions.
I'm going to
First
start
of
doing
all.
Rate the Robot as well.
Okay, thank you.
Predictions?
Predictions.
Easy. I've got this.
So, Pacheco Sadjo.
I think Pacheco stops him under 6.
Flores Cordina.
Cordina. Yeah, Cordina. Just decision, though, I think.
Nicholson Avila.
Absolute schooling. Sky Nicholson, 100%.
Mercado Moran.
Mercado stoppage under 4 rounds.
And C4 Hollaway.
C4. Mid to late, maybe.
Nice.
Mid to late.
And
Pacheco.
That's going to be the fight of the night?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think Sadjo's going to come out there trying to take his head off. I think it's going to be interesting. My biggest interest isn't how Pacheco fights. I'm really, really, really invested to see how Sadjo comes out and attempts to take on Captain Diego.
And what would be your upset of the night? Bearing in mind that I think Cordina is technically
not
the B side.
Not going to pick him as the B side on this one. I want it to be more. I'm going to go with Hollaway to cause the upset, as he did in his most recent outing, I believe. And that maybe Sheva's got absolutely nothing left in the tank. Been added quite last minute as well, so neither have had a full camp for this one.
Right, okay, fair enough. Right, the last thing to do is to give it a bit of a rating. How would you rate the card, do you think?
It's a good card. Good card. No real big fights on there, but a good card overall. The names are too big to be a small haul, sort of next gen type thing. 6.
6.
I think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah, just above average, I think.
The main event's a banger, but no disrespect to Sadjo, it's not a world title affair. I don't think it's even a world level affair, personally. But that's no disrespect. It's just the fight that is the fight, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I must get in RoboCop to try and work because you know what he's been like.
Right. Hurry up with the rate the robot then, and then we can see how AI gets on. If it just shits the bed again, doesn't want to do it, well, we'll move on.
Nope, it's doing it. It's just waiting.
I'll take this opportunity to say, please, as always, like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Put down in the comments what you think the best fight of the card is going to be, whether you think this is a good card, whether you think it is a 6 out of 10, or whether it's more or less. And make sure to go over to TikTok and Instagram as well. Now, over to you, Tom.
Aha, here we go.
Over to you, Tom.
Nah, it's not playing.
Not playing?
Doesn't look like it. I keep saying to it, can you predict all the results individually, please? And then you do it. And then for everybody that's wondering, who aren't that wondering at this point.
You know the mic.
Predicted winners, please. Got it, finally.
All right, crack on then.
So we have got main event Pacheco by decision, Cordina by decision, Mercado by KO, Nicholson by decision or late stoppage. And because of the late addition of C4 Chev Clark, he doesn't want to predict it. There is also another fight on the card, a guy called Arturo Popach, against a guy called Cesar Vega Espinoza, who's lower down the card. They've given Cardenas Arturo to win, which is what I would have gone for, so we won't put that on there. But other than that, that's everything from me.
Brilliant. Right. Well,
Sorry,
in that case, that does round off the episode. So thank you all very much for watching. Please do make sure to check out some of our other videos and stay tuned for the rest of the videos that are coming out. And we will see you next time.
Goodbye. Bye.